Welcome back, everyone. We are here with the fourth and final set of the night. We have got the caster battle. We've got Chase versus Rollercoaster. I don't know how many times you and I have commentated these kinds of sets, Nibs, or how many times we've watched these two play each other, but it's a lot.
They never get old.
They never do. Chase saying, this is a terrible matchup. Why did I agree to this? Do you want to go ahead and set up this game? This is a rematch game, Nibs. Let's set it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me go ahead and mention these two trainers' teams here. So Chase is actually going to go ahead and use the Excadrill, Tyranitar, Gastrodon, Togekiss, Rotom Heat, and Indeedee Female, as Rollercoaster over here has his favorite Pokemon. I like to mention it as his horse, is Centriskorch. Meowstic, actually. Togekiss, Dragapult, Excadrill, and Tyranitar.
Yeah, for sure. So this is a rematch of the first ever Texas VGC Top Cut. This was the finals. This is a team from Chase called Too Yawn, Too Strong, against Austin's team, Rollercoaster's team here, sorry. I was reading the name instead of saying his name. Rollercoaster here is rocking the Centiskorch. Hey, what's up? Thanks so much for the follow, Kong Life. Rollercoaster is going to be rocking this Centiskorch. This is a Series 3 game right here. We haven't seen these Pokemon in a really long time. Rollercoaster used this team a ton. He top cut the Victory Road, I believe the Spring Challenge, the Victory Road Spring Challenge with Centiskorch using Sajan Park Centiskorch team. So I am so excited to see this. Yeah, and Chase is giving a shout out to Yukizan, the original creator of his team. So we got a whole bunch of people here. Whole lot of points riding on Rollercoaster. Not a whole lot of faith there in Chase. It is worth noting Chase won this matchup the first time around, if I remember correctly, right, Nips?
Yes, but judging by the conversation from these two before the matchup, it sounds like it was only because a ton of crits, and the matchup is in favor of Rollercoaster.
Yeah, we do know that this matchup generally favors Rollercoaster. As we see the turn one switch out there, as the helping hand comes out from the Excadrill here. Not going to see any maxes here on turn number one. We're just going to see an Earthquake going for damage into what was the opposing Excadrill and is now this Gastrodon, who takes that relatively well. It's 50%. But now we see the namesake for this team as Tiki goes ahead and gets up the very first yawn of the set. I think this might be one of those where we need a yawn counter.
I forgot about the yawn counter.
Yeah, that one came out from, I think it was a Series 4 matchup with Woke Flossie and I, maybe a Series 5, where I just clicked yawn and snarl repeatedly.
With Snorlax and Incin, right?
Yeah, Snorlax and Incin. It was pretty fun. But yeah, these two are playing here. This is a rematch. They've played this game so many times together. This exact same this exact same 6. As we see the switch out from the yawn. Gonna go ahead and pressure in, bring in that Tyranitar, go ahead and get that dynamic speed control. So this Excadrill is now gonna be moving first on the field, as if it wasn't already, but probably not gonna be going for an Earthquake.
Yeah, it's pretty cool watching this as a rematch and seeing that Tyranitar come in as Tyranitar the once well-trained. So that Rock Slide is going to do spread damage to both of Tiki's Pokemon. Actually going to flinch the Togekiss there, and the Scald coming out from the Gastrodon into the Excadrill over there on Rollercoaster's side of the field, doing quite a bit of damage. Luckily for Rollercoaster, not picking up a burn.
Yeah, for sure. Not getting the burn there is going to be really critical for Rollercoaster's ability to continue to do a lot of damage here with this Excadrill. Deciding to go ahead and switch it out and directly back into the Togekiss to get redirection back onto his side of the field, as we see Chase opt for the Protect with his Togekiss, and the Tyranitar will now go for the Rock Slide. I find it funny that the double Rock Slide tech is coming out from Rollercoaster, who recognizes the one weakness of Centiskorch is just a double Rock Slide on turn 1.
It's also the best way to beat Trick Room.
Yes, it is, and I've done that against you a couple of times, if I'm not mistaken. Just Iron Head Rock Slide repeatedly.
That was horrible.
Yeah, so we do see there the yawn go into the Tyranitar, which is going to force a switch out here, as Chase now is able to go ahead and pivot around and bring in position. This is going to be a lot of pivoting, a lot of positioning, a very different game than I think we're seeing in some of the Series 8 stuff. A lot less offensive output, but this is really, really difficult ability of having to position and move things around. Yawn was just so good. We now see Rollercoaster here with the Dragapult coming on out. I'm going back to what we just used to call each other before, because this is just the kind of thing we used to do before Monday Night Friendlies, if I'm being honest.
All right, so it is going to be a yawn coming from Rollercoaster's Togekiss going into the Gastrodon, who uses yawn on the Togekiss. So, we've got these Pokemon just yawning at each other. It's actually like real life yawn. When I yawn, Gemma yawns.
Exactly, yeah. That Gastrodon saying, "Oh, like I'm yawning." Well, I'm gonna reflexively yawn right back into you. So I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, Tactical saying, "Someone get them some coffee." Yeah, unfortunately, not a ton of electric terrain that was running around back then. Without any kind of ability to auto set it, unless you want to run a bad Pokemon like Pincurchin. And honestly, electric types just didn't really get particularly great until we saw like the rise of Regieleki and some of the more options that came from the Crown Tundra, or even, to a certain extent, the Isle of Armor. So we see here Rollercoaster going ahead and opting to switch out that yawned Togekiss, bringing that Excadrill back in, potentially going to be taking some damage, but no, we see a Max coming out here from Rollercoaster's Tyranitar.
Yeah, it's it's actually going to be the Dragapult there on Rollercoaster's side of the field. Let's see what he's going to do here. It could be a Max Phantasm. It could be a Max Airstream as well. Swords Dance is going to be set up from Tiki's Excadrill here. So that was actually a free switch in, it looks like, unless this Gastrodon's got something to say about it. It's going to be a Max Phantasm after all, coming from the Dragapult into the Excadrill, and it's living on 14 HP.
Yeah, that is very close there. And now it's going to come down to a speed tie between the Dragapult and the opposing Excadrill, as the Gastrodon here just opts for the recover. It's going to stay in and go to sleep here. I thought maybe with its last turn it might want to try and put the opposing Dragapult on a yawn timer, but it appears that's not going to be the case here, as this Gastrodon just going to be taking a nap.
Yeah, I was thinking we may have seen a target down from the Gastrodon into what was originally the Togekiss slot, just because you can expect a switch in at that point, and I mean, if he predicts that correctly, then he gets Rollercoaster's Excadrill.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that would have been, pivoting and forcing that Excadrill right back out is obviously a nice positioning. But also, now this Dynamax Dragapult's in a position where it's fine, and it looks like Rollercoaster just goes for that. We're not sure if it's a speed tie. I don't remember their spreads exactly, but yeah, that's a really good turn there from Rollercoaster, getting that Iron Head damage off. As well as now dropping the defense by another stage here onto this Gastrodon with the second Max Phantasm. Interestingly enough, I don't think that did a ton. I don't know. Do you think that maybe we're seeing something a little bit different about this Dragapult? Maybe it's not physical?
Actually, you know what? I believe it. It might be special.
Yeah, I think I remember that, right?
Doing a little bit less damage than typical, right?
Yeah. So I think it had some kind of special sauce. I don't quite remember this Dragapult set entirely. I played against it a handful of times, but I think I generally saw the Centiskorch matchup in these. So we do just see another Max Phantasm here. This will tell us if it's... Yeah, it does another big chunk of damage, enough to go ahead and take out the Gastrodon, and now it's going to be pretty tough for Chase to call this one back. We know the matchup already is pretty rough, but yeah... just gonna really struggle here, as Excadrill can just go for the Rock Slide, another very effective move, and that Rotom is now in range of just about anything, and it flinches, just adding insult to injury. And now Chase is just, this is rough. You can't get anything off before Rock Slide comes out, likely. I guess you don't have the weather isn't currently up. You could switch out and switch back into that weather and just Rock Slide KO, pressure the Togekiss. Yeah, this is the one thing we haven't seen yet, is Togekiss hasn't Chase hasn't used his Max yet, so this is one opportunity.
This is actually really funny because it only has one attack, I believe, in it. It's Air Slash. So this Togekiss is literally doing nothing but doubling its HP and getting Max Airstreams off.
Yeah, I believe that should tell us a little something about what ability this Togekiss is, and that it's not going to be the Super Luck, it's going to be the Serene Grace if it's Air Slash only, looking to get some flinches as well as some utility. And we do see, there it is, the special Dragapult.
Yeah, and that rock slide coming out from the Excadrill going into protected Rotom, and Togekiss actually gets the dodge, so there's some hope left maybe still here from Chase. And that Airstream picks up a KO into Excadrill. It would have been amazing if that got the crit. That would have been so good.
Yeah, but getting the KO on that Excadrill definitely putting Chase in a position where he's starting to call this one back, getting a speed boost on both the Rotom and this Togekiss, now potentially being able to outspeed this this Dragapult depending on how everything is trained. I would imagine this is probably a bulkier, not quite as fast Togekiss. Not to mention that this Togekiss also has access to redirection. Interestingly enough, Wheezy, I forgot the moveset on this Rotom. I used this team the week after Chase won with it, and I believe I top cut with it, just playing around with like the modified version. I forgot it was Discharge on this Rotom.
Oh, I was really hoping he would do this. We do see the Togekiss is going to opt for max guard here. I wonder what happens next. It's actually going to be a Shadow Ball coming from the Dragapult going into the Rotom. Unfortunately, that's going to be enough to pick up the KO, so we're not going to see a Discharge come from the Rotom, unfortunately. Yeah. And a Yawn comes out and goes into the guard.
Yeah, Rollercoaster kind of playing some of the mind games here against Tiki, saying, "Oh, you wanna, be the Yawn specialist here? I'm gonna find a way to flip that around." Looks like we are gonna have a turn one or a game one forfeit here from Chase as Rollercoaster looking to defend his kind of title at the top of the ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. I believe I was told to say that it's only a 2-0 so far in Friendlies, with the advantage to Rollercoaster, but. It's probably going to be a 3-0 is what Chase said pre-game, given the matchup. So yeah, Rollercoaster currently has the advantage in this matchup, and y'all can check all those matchup standings over at exclamation website. We have a little area there on the website for the ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. And again, this is a really big week for us, Nibs. We had an all-star cast tonight, some incredible games. We're playing some different formats, getting to see some signature Pokemon returning here from Rollercoaster with the Centiskorch, as well as, Chase using this 2 Yawn, 2 Strong team. But all of this is to raise some awareness about our upcoming tournament, where all you have to do is donate $5 to the Central Texas Food Bank, and you get entered into the tournament. We're going to do Swiss and Top Cut and all that good stuff. The winner will also be receiving an ATX VGC Choice Band. Second, third, and fourth will all be receiving ATX VGC stickers, which, let me see if it'll show up on my water bottle or not. It's
kinda.
Yeah, it kinda shows up there. So yeah, y'all should, the winter storm is obviously super impactful for everyone here in Texas, and several members of our community were impacted, but yeah, it's fun that we're able to get back together, play some Pokemon, and raise some money for the Central Texas Food Bank, who could really use the help right now. What's on our screen right now? Take it away.
So it looks like our players have readied up, and our turn one is here for game number 2, and have we made a change? Oh my goodness, it's going to be Centiskorch and the Meowstic for Rollercoaster, and we're just going to see a standard Series 3 lead for the Togekiss and the Excadrill for Tiki here, and looks like we're going to see a Protect from the Centiskorch, doesn't want to take a Rock Slide. Follow Me comes out from the Togekiss. Meowstic opts to use Yawn, so 2 Yawn, 2 Strong for Rollercoaster, as well as the Togekiss gets Drowsy, and a Rock Slide comes out from the Excadrill.
Yeah, so the Centiskorch obviously going to be carrying that Charty Berry. We see everyone spamming the Centiskorch, that rocks. That's one of our very first emotes, specifically because Rollercoaster's favorite Pokemon is Centiskorch, and we determined the best way to beat it is just double Rock Slide turn 1, because it can't escape that. But Centiskorch is a really interesting Pokemon. It has the ability to trap Pokemon in, especially when paired with that Meowstic, going for something like a Yawn. Being able to trap something in where it can't escape and yawning it is just kind of busted.
Absolutely. So we are actually going to see the Excadrill return to Tiki here, and T-Tar is going to be the one that comes out. And we're going to see that Sandstream get set up, so Excadrill will go a little bit faster next time it enters the field, barring a Max Flare does not come out. And it is going to be a Dynamax here, and it's a Net Ball, which is very famous to be the Centiskorch there for Rollercoaster. Look at that thing's size. Oh my goodness, it is massive.
Yeah, and y'all can check out Rollercoaster's profile picture. It's him riding a roller coaster on a Centiskorch, which is just absolutely magic. So we see here Meowstic actually opts for the Reflect to go ahead and try and absorb some of that damage, as the Togekiss, it stays in, decides, I'm going to go to sleep, but I'm going to make sure you either have to go to sleep or or switch out here. That G-Max Centiferno just did like 50, okay, critical hit. I was like, oh my god, that just did like 40%. We see in our chat between the casters that Chase just all caps just said, stop hexing me.
Yeah, so that, I believe that changes things. This Tyranitar is now going to be able to get 2 hit from the Sentry Scorch. I might be wrong with that, I'm not sure. Now that crit came out, it's a 2 hit instead of 3.
It's gonna be tough. Like there's a play that Roller Coaster can go for where he's able to just actually no, he can't yawn the Tyranitar because Prankster and Dark types. I was gonna say he could yawn that Tyranitar since it can't switch out, but again, here's where Prankster works against you when something like Tyranitar is one of the most common Pokemon in the format. So we do see Chase contemplating his options here, with being stuck in now, asleep with that Togekiss. There's nothing really that it can do. It can click follow me, it can click protect, whatever it wants to do. It's not waking up this turn.
Yeah. See, the ultimate uwu. I remember back in Series 3 and 4 when Togekiss was so rampant, everyone would just talk about how lovely it was to look at while I was sleeping. And we're actually going to see a crunch come out from the Tyranitar here, not quite picking the KO up, so very smart of Meowstic to set that screen up. Centriferno comes out one more time from the Sentry Scorch, targeting down that Togekiss, so chipping away at Tiki's Pokemon here is Roller Coaster and his famed horse Centiscorch.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to continue to do damage now. That Togekiss has got to take residual damage from the Fire Spin. It's got to take residual damage from the Sand. You know, it's going to have to wake up this next turn if it wants to do anything. And we do see that the Centiscorch here actually goes to sleep because of that yawn. The Togekiss self-sacrifice, staying in to put a yawn down on the G-Max Centiferno.
Absolutely. And Hannah Senju, I do believe it is a millipede. Unless it's probably a centipede.
I think it's a centipede, yeah, Centiscorch. But yeah, I mean, it's very similar kind of setup there. So now it's going to really, if this Togekiss doesn't wake up, it's going down, which has got to hurt a little bit, considering the fact that all it did was yawn into a protect, yawn, and then died progressively to all the chip damage that occurs. So we see Tyranitar here. Hey, Konglive, thanks so much for the subscription. Welcome.
You, absolutely.
Yeah, I saw you're a new follower tonight. I really appreciate it. We're ATX VGC. We're Austin, Texas's local VGC community. We put on events like this every single week. We got ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. We've also got some really cool stuff that go on later in the week, including our ladder tours, which anyone can participate in. And we've also got the ATX Red Zone, where Roller Coaster is going to be trying to commentate as many of those as possible.
Shadow Gengar VGC, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, thank you so much. If y'all want to hear about a little bit more about what friendlies are, exclamation friendlies in the chat gives you a little bit better idea. Also, y'all should join our Discord. I feel like we didn't plug this enough earlier, but if you're not already in the ATX VGC Discord, go ahead and join. You can sign up for these. We have open signups for these almost every week. We did an all-star week this week with some really special guests, including here the culmination with 2 of our casters who we'll bring back on after this matchup's up. So
yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Gemma, really fast. Sidebar.
Yes.
What's going on in chat right now is the reason I love streaming and commentating these so much, because people sit there and say stuff like, has anybody counted Centiscorch's legs?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. You haven't done much VGC lately. Just got closed down in the UK. Yeah, so that's one of the things, like ATX VGC we started because our local community, we could no longer meet in person. So we basically just started doing this every Monday night, which used to be our locals, and now it's, you know, people can join worldwide. If you want to join and play later, you know, join the Discord there. So here we do see that the Excadrill is going to Dynamax from Chase. It is his last hope here, as Roller Coaster's Excadrill goes ahead and takes out that Tyranitar. Now a Max Quake is going to be doing a bunch of damage into into Roller Coaster's Excadrill. We're seeing here, this is also it is Focus Sash, most importantly.
Yeah, I think they're both Focus Sash, actually, aren't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, this is not a Chase team specifically, so it's not going to be White Herb. If it had been one built by Chase. I know it was weakness policy on Chase's.
It's so funny you mentioned that, Gemma, because you remember back in the day we were all using Excadrill, Tyranitar, and then we all end up like putting our brains together, and after that every Excadrill team ever made was Swords Dance White Herb.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, in this positioning, I believe that the Charity Berry has been procced at this point. The Centiskorch is obviously in a little bit more trouble here as Rollercoaster goes ahead and switches out switches back into that Tyranitar, positioning it for next turn as this Centiskorch goes down, sleeping. Rollercoaster's least favorite image there as we see the Centiskorch go ahead and go to sleep.
Yeah, and Gastrodon here gonna opt for that Scald going into that Tyranitar slot. Let's see if it gets the burn. It doesn't do much damage, but it does proc the weakness policy. So pretty interesting there. Playing some heavy games there.
Oh, the Sandstorm does subside. I mean, it doesn't quite matter because it was always going to just be a speed tie between Rollercoaster's Excadrill versus Chase's Excadrill, but we'll see here like what it comes down to. Pivoting out and getting that weakness policy proc on a pretty safe turn now forces this Excadrill to go for an attack into that Tyranitar, leaving Rollercoaster's Excadrill completely wide open to go for what it wants in terms of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what our trainers opt, as Chase is still there wearing that nice sweater.
Yeah, I saw some people, I think it was Adam earlier in the chat, mentioned that Rollercoaster hasn't changed his league cards since like Series 1, which I think is really true.
Neither have I. I have changed it since Isle of Armor because I changed my socks.
Yeah, I updated the Isle of Armor. So here we see the Excadrill goes for the max steel spike here into the opposing Tyranitar, and it lives. Wow.
Was that through Protect?
No, the Excadrill protected on this turn. So the Tyranitar is going to use a superpower here and get a ton of damage out. Not nearly as much as I would have thought. Oh my gosh. Because that was a +2 Tyranitar.
Yeah, I would have expected a lot more damage as we see the Scald come from the Gastrodon just going into the protected Excadrill here. And I don't know what their EVs are or what the spreads are, but I do think that we've noticed that Excadrill for Rollercoaster has outsped Tiki's Excadrill at least the one, maybe two times that we've seen them attack each other.
Yeah, I think it's been both times that we've seen them on the field not going for Protect at the same time. So either very lucky, or I know that both these players have these team sheets. They've played against these teams multiple times, so they know who is faster. So potentially here, it comes down to kind of calling the correct turns of Protect.
Yeah, and we do see a Protect coming from Tyranitar, followed by a Protect coming from the Gastrodon, and we see an Earthquake coming out from somebody's Excadrill. It's actually Rollercoaster, so getting the outspeed again, doing quite a bit of damage, just taking it over half. Probably does about 60%. Proccing the weakness policy, actually, so not Focus Sash is Tiki's Excadrill, and we're going to see a big Earthquake come out into Rollercoaster's Excadrill only. That does 1 HP. Massive.
Yeah, a good question. I see a question in chat from LLR Rhodes. Is there a way for me to donate without joining the tour? For sure. So all the way to enter the tour is just donating the Central Texas Food Bank. So if you make a donation to the Central Texas Food Bank and send like an amount or like a little screenshot of the donation receipt to one of the mods, we can go ahead and add that to our matching total. We already have individuals who have committed to match up to and above a certain amount. So we're trying to raise as much money as possible for the Central Texas Food Bank. But yeah. Is that the incorrect link right there? No, that's correct, right? Oh, that's North Texas. We're the Central Texas Food Bank. So CTFB, let me go ahead and drop this in here. That's the Central Texas Food Bank right there. So Rollercoaster there. Tiki saying Rollercoaster 3 for content game 2. I think Rollercoaster wanted us to remember the nostalgia of Centiskorch. I'm super excited.
I think Rollercoaster maybe just wanted to see the Game 3 emote in the chat. Yeah, everybody spam that bad boy.
If y'all got those Game 3 emotes, go ahead and spam the Game 3 emotes. Also, if you're rooting for Chase, go ahead and spam the Banacosta emotes as well.
Oh yeah.
Or
and
if you're rooting for
Rollercoaster, spam the That Rocks.
Yeah, you can spam the That Rocks. Although both of those kind of feel like they're in Chase's favor. All right, here we go. We're going into game number 3. Not a place I expected given this matchup, but I think Rollercoaster really wanted to stretch his, his Scorch muscles and do it at least one more time. And we've got Chase here looking into what he might have on some of these other Pokemon, including this Indeedee. Interesting move selection there, the Psyshock. This is all in the days before Expanding Force. I know a lot of people are very confused with what you're seeing. This is actually a Series 3 game. This is a rematch of these two players. They played this in the Texas VGC Top Cut, the very first Texas VGC tour, which y'all should sign up. There's still one more tour in this circuit left on Wednesday night, the Texas tour. Sign up for that, and then if you Top Cut, I believe there's a chance that you will make it to the final round, which I think is upcoming. I don't have a ton of information on that, but you can check them out. We cross-promote everything in our Discord as well, so. Here we go. We are in game number 3 of set number 4. We see the double sand lead here from Rollercoaster into...
Oh, man. I miss this series so much now, just because of what I'm looking at on my screen here, as it's going to be the Tyranitar and Excadrill for Rollercoaster and Togekiss Excadrill for Tiki here in this game number 3.
Yeah, this is really interesting. I know for sure that this is a relatively flow-charted matchup from what I've talked to with Tiki, which is why he says, this is what I have to do turn 1, this is what he has to do turn 1, and this is why I lose every single time if he's figured it out. So we're going to go ahead and see, has Rollercoaster figured this out? The other thing is, these two players know how each other plays so well, they have to bring some kind of a surprise factor to like every single game. It's just, something just a little spicy to throw them off, to make them think, oh, I didn't expect that from you.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing that happens whenever, either of us play Chase or Rollercoaster. I feel like I have to do it more for Chase because I practice a little bit more with Chase than I do with Rollercoaster because I just lose to Rollercoaster, and Chase I'm a little more competitive against. But
yeah, when you're playing either one of them, Chase more specifically, you have to kind of do something almost considered weird. Otherwise, just to get them on their back foot, because they anticipate every optimal play every turn.
Yeah, so here we see on turn number 1 that the Rollercoaster's Excadrill is going to go for an Iron Head into Togekiss, revealing that Babiri Berry, as we see the Max Quake go into Rollercoaster's Excadrill, bring it down to that Sash, and it's going to really depend on what this Togekiss did here, because it's going to be able to move next. If it went for that Air Slash, we might be seeing an early exit from Rollercoaster's Excadrill, which would be crazy.
And we're going to see a Rock Slide.
No, the Togekiss flinched on the Rock Slide. Or from the Iron Head, I guess. It could have been either. I guess that's not a terrible play, especially if you're Rollercoaster, because that's a pretty high likelihood of KOing, or of getting a flinch. You've got the 20, what is it, 20% from the Rock Slide, plus another 30% from the Iron Head. I don't know. It adds up, and it definitely is a challenge. Hey, what's going on, Nino Pokebros? Still hanging out. Congratulations on your win. Now you both get an ATX VGC choice band. We'll sync up after this, and I'll make sure to get your details so we can make sure we send that choice band your way.
Absolutely. So we're going to see Rollercoaster here replace his Excadrill, who I believe only has 1 HP remaining. So pretty crazy that he's trying to preserve that for something special here in the end game. Scorch is going to be replacing that Pokemon, and Gastrodon is going to come out replacing the Togekiss. Max Steel Spike coming out into the Scorch, doing quite a bit of damage for being resisted.
Yeah, that's more than I would have expected from a kind of unboosted Excadrill in this case. Going to go ahead and raise its special attack, raise its defense by 1 stage, and this Tyranitar is poorly not doing really anything. No kinds of damage coming out from that Tyranitar.
Yeah, I would hardly consider that chip damage. As we like to mention here on ATX VGC, we like to call it non-zero damage.
Yeah, it is technically non-zero damage for sure. So, yeah, and now you got the real question of what do you want to do on this next turn? Do you try and read the Scorch switching back into that Excadrill? Or do you go for some kind of a damaging move to dissuade that move? Is it maybe even switching into something like a Togekiss, trying to catch a Max Quake, knowing that it's Charty Berry? I don't know. Let's see.
All right, so we are going to see Gastrodon here opt for that Protect. Rockfall coming out from the Excadrill, going into that Charty Berry. Center Scorch, but it's not Dynamax, so this is probably going to be enough to KO, and it's at half health, so definitely going to be enough to KO. We actually see Zordor in the chat saying Center Scorch for content. It's actually not for content. It's actually one of Roller Coaster's favorite Pokemon, if not his favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, you know, he top cut Victory Road, a large one, I believe. He loved the fact, he continued to remind us that he was in the same group chat with Edu at some point. All in a tournament that he brought Centiscorch. This was a team originally by Station Park, really, really strong team. But obviously, Centiscorch not really getting the job done here. And now, Rollercoaster's in a kind of precarious position. He's got to max one of Togekiss or Tyranitar left, because you're not going to max your Excadrill on 1 HP, surely.
You never know with Rollercoaster. We're going to see Protect come out from the Excadrill. Unfortunately, it's not a Dynamax here in this position. Chase's Excadrill here is going to go for a Rock Slide into the protected Excadrill, and will do quite a bit of damage. I'm still kind of surprised at how little that's doing, even through a crit.
Yeah, that's a crit right there. But that Togekiss does get a yawn off onto the Gastrodon, likely going to be forcing it out. As the Gastrodons trade...
Yeah, these two are just yawning at each other all game long.
Yeah. All they're doing is yawning.
They're going to make me tired.
Yeah, Chase is in a really good position here. He hasn't really lost a ton of assets. Rollercoaster's down, half on this Togekiss, almost gone on this Excadrill. And really it's just that Tyranitar left with, full HP. It's going to have to get into a position where it can solo the rest of Chase's team here. So we see the Helping Hand. Was this going to be a Helping Hand Earthquake here?
I believe it will be, yeah. So we are going to see the Excadrill go for Rollercoaster before Chases once again. That's going to be more than enough to get the KO into Excadrill. And this Gastrodon is still just above half health and going to go for a yawn. I guess into the Togekiss slot. Yeah,
trying to call the switch in, trying to force that Tyranitar, which is really the last Dynamax target for, for Rollercoaster, trying to make sure it's asleep. But now this, Tyranitar and Togekiss are what's left. Both of them take super effective damage from this Excadrill and are slower than it. This is going to be pretty tough, I think, here for Chase. He's going to be able to get some good damage off, and then he's just going to have to position that Tyranitar to getting a free switch in, which really at any damage level, it gets a free switch in.
Alright, so this Togekiss is coming in here for Tiki, and we see the Gastrodon is taking a nap over here.
As is the Togekiss. Both those Pokemon yawned each other. Both of them decided to stay in and made the, the kind of strategic decision that it's best for me to stay in. Like on this turn, I can, for Chase, I think he got far less out of it. Only getting, and that is actually not enough damage there to take the Togekiss. Chase's own, or Rollercoaster's own stays asleep, and he gets the flinch. Oh my gosh!
I knew that was coming. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I knew it.
Yeah, this is turning into an incredibly rough position for Chase. As you see, Rollercoaster just kind of has the he's got the RNG on his side, right?
Absolutely. And Chase is saying, I'm not going to let you flinch my Togekiss one more time. I'm going to protect it. And Recover comes out from the Gastrodon, brings it back up to close to full health, not quite, or no, it is full health, okay.
Yeah, the Gastrodon waking up a turn before the opposing Togekiss means that now it's in a position to go ahead and threaten some damage down. And, Chase isn't really, or Rollercoaster is not in a position where he can take a double KO here. He can take out the Togekiss, and then just try and potentially wake up with his own Togekiss, yawn the Gastrodon, and then be in a position to win there with Tyranitar. But yeah, it's gonna, and the Togekiss stays asleep yet again.
All right, so this Excadrill is finally going to be removed from the field from that Scald. It's a crit. Does 1 HP no matter what.
Yeah, that's one of those like epitomes of the crit that hurts but doesn't do anything. It's like, just the extra little apostrophe on that one damage. And now we've got a dueling Tyranitar matchup into the Togekiss plus Gastrodon. I believe the Togekiss should be waking up on this turn, so you can't go for something like a superpower yet, knowing that a Follow Me is more than likely going to be coming out from that Togekiss to protect you. And if you're Roller Coaster, you really got to try and get some big damage down into the opposing Tyranitar, and also still be able to threaten the opposing Gastrodon at some point with something that can knock it out to stall out those recovers, to stall out those yawns. It's just, you know, it's kind of a long, drawn-out endgame here, but the chips could start to fall very quickly into place.
Absolutely. Looks like our trainers here are thinking very hard about their turn here, as they have finally selected, and apparently Roller Coaster hasn't used his Dynamax yet, and it is very late in the game to be Dynamaxing your Pokemon.
Yeah, for sure. So here we see this, the advantage here obviously going to be going probably to Roller Coaster, having access to both Redirection and the Tyranitar. And the Togekiss does wake up, and it's going to get a Helping Hand off.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
we're going to see a Helping Hand Max Knuckle into the opposing Tyranitar.
I think we are as well, and Togekiss is actually going to get the dodge here just to get it in Chase's face a little bit more.
You know what?
And he gets the crit into Tyranitar. Max Knuckle's going to come out from Roller Coaster's Tyranitar into Tyranitar with the Helping Hand boost. Going to be more than enough, more than likely to get the KO. And we are going to see a boost here from Roller Coaster's Tyranitar. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and Zordor was saying he had Max. Yeah, I think that explains some of Chase's earlier yawn plays on a couple of turns, where he was trying to catch the only real Dynamax target in on a yawn, potentially trying to take a yawn and a KO. So now this Tyranitar is drowsy. The Gastrodon can try and stall things out, but with Chase having access to his own yawn, it's going to be really tough. Or with a Roller Coaster having access to his own yawn with that Togekiss, it's going to be pretty tough here, I think, where you pretty much have to protect here to avoid taking this damage, and then when you are unprotected next turn, you're going to be taking a yawn for your trouble into a Scald, which won't do enough to KO, and will just probably proc the weakness policy. So.
Absolutely, so it does look like we're going to see a protect here from the Gastrodon. Max Darkness going into that, not really doing a whole lot of damage through the protect we see. Let's see what this Togekiss is going to opt for. More than likely, just going to be an air, or did we already see something there?
I think I missed exactly what I went for, but yeah.
Probably a Helping Hand or something.
Yeah, and we see this is a pretty tough positioning here from Chase, where he's got to try and knock out this Togekiss, but now that this Gastrodon is drowsy, he's not going to be able to get enough damage onto this Tyranitar. Attacking a Scald into it's only going to proc its weakness policy. You can't burn it right now. And you know when it wakes up, it's going to be faster, so you had to try and hope that Scald into Sand Chip was enough to KO Togekiss right there, but it wasn't, so now, yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough. This Gastrodon's just going to be taking a nap at the end of this turn, probably into something like a Double Protect, or if Roller Coaster even has Protect, maybe just an Air Slash, since this is now a -1 Gastrodon as well. Getting some damage down from Togekiss can do quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Gastrodon here, I think, is confused. It doesn't really know what to do this turn. You don't want to use a super effective move into the Tyranitar the turn that you're about to go to sleep and where you can't do any damage. And we are going to see a Dazzling Gleam come from Roller Coaster's Togekiss into the Gastrodon. Single target attack does a little bit, enough to proc the berry, and recovery is going to bring this Gastrodon back up to full health. So probably the best decision that Tiki could have made there with his Gastrodon. Not much for it to do, and this Togekiss is off the field. It's a 1v1. It's a +1 T-Tar, and it could have been a +3 T-Tar. So you're still in it.
Yeah, I think like the win condition is somehow the sand. So the sand has to end. You have to wake up the same turn the Tyranitar does, Scald it that turn, and burn it on the turn that you Scald it, basically resetting and getting a crit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we just see the Tyranitar goes ahead and wakes up this turn, gets a crunch off. That's some pretty decent damage. Now the Sandstorm has subsided, so that special defense boost is no longer there for that Tyranitar, so Scald will be doing more damage. We just see here, hey, thanks so much for the follow, Josh. Welcome to the ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies.
Wow. Turn one, wake up here from the Gastrodon. A little luck there on Chase's side. Crunch going to come out from Roller Coaster into the Protect. I think if you're Chase here, you just go for a Yawn, and then a Protect, and then a Recover, and then Scald. Crunch going to come out. Brings it under half.
I think it actually kind of has to go for the Recover, because if it goes for the Yawn before getting all the way up, it's in range of a crit. like on that last turn, it would have been in range of a crit crunch.
Okay.
And now, like, I think probably just trying to PP stall out the crunches. Because crunch, if it gets one defense drop, I think you're kind of toast. You need to get the... You need to be able to yawn when you're at close to full health. Which is going to be really tough to do unless this Tyranitar somehow only has, like, 10 crunches. We've seen a max darkness. We've seen, I believe, 3 crunches at this point, including this one. So, best case scenario for Chase, there's 6 more crunches. Worst case, there's a lot.
Absolutely. What a crazy game this has been. We're going to see Crunch come back out once again from Roller Coaster here. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage to the Gastrodon. Gastrodon opts for that recover once again, as Gems mentioned over here. And Gastrodon getting back up to full health. So, as you mentioned, Gemma, this is the time to go for the yawn. If you're going to go for it.
Yeah, potentially trying to protect, like, just stall out another crunch might be your kind of best case scenario here. Because you know the second you proc that weakness policy, you really want it to be on its, like, when it doesn't have a chance to attack. You want it to be the turn after you crunch, or after you yawn, but you also just don't want to be taking damage. So if you can get down to where this Tyranitar only has superpower or Rock Slide, then you're in a much better position. So yeah, trying to stall out as many of these, and it looks like Chase is going to try and go for the timer win condition here. I think it's going to take 2 crits from Rollercoaster to deny a timer stall. I'm not 100% sure the timer rules back in Series 3 versus the other series, and I think that they are actually using the Series 3 rule set, not anything else. So
yeah, absolutely. And we do see Adam Santakos in the chat using Roller Coaster's saying against him, saying Chase can win this.
Yeah, this is gonna ultimately be pretty close. We see that Chase only has a little under 2 minutes of his time, and we haven't seen the 3-minute timer show up yet. So I think it's gonna be pretty tough for him to do a full-on effective timer stall here. So it's gonna be slightly tougher. I know he's really trying to wait till he can go for the Scald at a point where Roller Coaster is out of any potential crunches left. So
yeah, it's definitely still anybody's game, as we do see Roller Coaster opting for the crunch once again, and still not doing a crazy amount of damage, as it hasn't crit, and Gastrodon not wanting to proc that weakness policy just yet. Goes for the recover, gets back up to full health.
Yeah, so it looks like it does have I was checking, there's a 20% chance to drop the defense. So assuming only 10 crunches, it looks like, it's crunches 15 PP. There's no way he can PP stall out the crunches. He just has to try and catch it on the right turn.
Well, you got to think about it as Chase is going for 2 different attacks, right? He's going for recover and he's going for protect. And both of them have 16 PP, I believe. So that's technically twice as much as Crunch is doing, right?
Yeah, it is with and we are just now seeing the 3-minute timer appearing. So Chase could now be in a position where he can start to stall this out. He can protect, not take any damage. He could Scald, knowing that it would proc the weakness policy this turn. Kind of a worst case scenario would almost be getting a burn on that Scald, though. You don't really want to do that. You probably want to wait until next turn. He looks like he's going to roll the dice here. A crit here could win it for Roller Coaster. Nope, that's not going to be the case. Gastrodon will just go ahead and opt to recover here, and can likely win on timer, as we are seeing timer run kind of thin here. We're under 3 minutes to the battle, but Chase has also used up quite a bit of his time. He only has a minute left. So he can stall out, basically 1 or 2 more turns here. And I think that he needs to move, he needed to move kind of fast this turn so as to not put himself in a position where he can't, go for a wake up. So yeah, we do see here that will proc the weakness policy. This is all coming down to, Chase doesn't have enough time to stall this out if Roller Coaster gets something off. So just gonna opt for the double Scald here. If Roller Coaster gets the 1-turn wake.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Roller Coaster stays asleep. Is this enough to finish it off? That is going to be enough. Chase has defeated Roller Coaster.
That was such an incredible match. Oh my goodness.
That had us both on the edge of our seats there. So a super hype match. Congratulations to Chase finally beating Rollercoaster in one of these ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. That is the second time 2Yon 2Strong has taken on the Centiscorch team and come out victorious. The first one being in the Texas VGC Top Cut. So